Hi, I've been thinking about this thing called smiling into your heart all week. And it's just been going around in my head. And I've been talking to a couple of other people. And all of a sudden I realized today when I was thinking about what I was going to write to you, that I wanted to share this. This is what's been going on. You know, it's present, right? So if it's present, it means it's something that I'd like to share with you. So it's something that you really have to see and to get a sense with. So I realized I couldn't just write it. I had to speak it to you and show it to you. So it's called smiling into your heart. And it's a little simple technique that I learned, way back in 2004 from a coach, a wonderful coach I had named Marianne Weidlein. And when she taught it to me, I was really in need of this little technique. And I found that it to be so helpful. And all of a sudden I went, oh, this is such a great technique. So I'm going to share it with you. It's a technique to help you get out of a place of low vibration. Basically meaning when you don't feel good, when you don't feel good about yourself, or you're mad, or you're feeling nervous, any of these things that are just not pleasant that happen to us because we live in the world. And but this is a little technique that can shift that really quickly. And it's something that I think you'll be happy to have in your pack of tools for your self-help happiness, right? Because this is about happiness. It's smiling into your heart. So what you do is, and I'm going to show you actually, I'm going to show you how it works. And then we're going to do it together. So what happens is it makes me feel bad. Okay, so I'm just going to think of something right now that triggers me, that's happened just in the past few days. Okay, so here I go. And you can see what's happening in my face as I'm feeling this, because it's coming in and it's upsetting me. And now as that happens, I'm going to smile. But you don't usually feel like smiling when you're feeling like this. In fact, your ego wants you to go really on and get more and more involved in how unhappy you are about this thing, right? But you don't have to really smile. You just have to pretend like you're smiling. Okay? So we're going to paste a smile. I'm going to paste a smile on my face. So I'm going back into that triggered place. And now on this smile, that the triggered stuff is still going on. And then I'm going to just think the thought of smiling into my heart. And as I think that thought, and I can just cast my eyes down toward my heart and just keep breathing and thinking the thought. Thinking the thought. Smiling into my heart, smiling into my heart, smiling into my heart, smiling into my heart. And I just keep thinking the thought and breathing, smiling into my thought, smiling into my heart, 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 smiling into my heart. Just all of a sudden, all of a sudden now I am actually smiling and even laughing a little, and laughing coming from the release and the relief of that letting go of that old feeling, that feeling of being really upset. And you can see that as I was really getting into it, the smile went away and I had to push it back out. Because there's something that happens here in the cheeks, and it can really get to hurt your cheeks too. You have to, sometimes it takes longer than that. You keep smiling, and your cheeks are hurting, and you're just feeling it. You're just feeling this anger, but little by little, you don't notice it, but it's dissipating. Because every time you think smiling into my heart, a little bit more of that tightness in your heart is releasing. It's releasing, and you are opening to more high frequency. You see, because when we're in like this, that's very low vibration. That's a very low frequency. And the thing is that we're not just single individual human beings. We live in a culture. We live with other people. We're around other people. Even if we're just on Zoom or just in the grocery store with a mask on, which we don't have to do so much anymore, and so smiles can be seen more, which is a good thing. As long as we stay safe. So the wonderful thing is that your energy, when you're not in high frequency, and high frequency is happiness and joy, really joy is really high frequency. Joyful. When we are in not joyful, angry, mad, feeling sorry for yourself, feeling like a victim, all that stuff expands out in your energy field, just like joy spreads out in your energy field. And it doesn't only change you, it changes the way people respond to you. And this is part of the law of attraction, isn't it? So okay, I showed you. Now I want you to try it. Okay, so let's try it together. So just, get ready. You ready to do a little exercise? And now just think of something that triggered you recently. Nothing big, no going back to big life traumas, just some little thing that ticked you off. And find that thing and start to think about it and start to feel it. Feel how you feel. Just, don't work at it. Just by thinking it, you start feeling all the feelings around it. And just be with that. And just be with it. Be with it a little more. And now, smile. We have a fake smile. If that's all you got, just give us a fake smile and just smile. Smile, stretch those cheeks, stretch those muscles, and then begin thinking, I'm smiling into my heart. And let your eyes kind of cast down toward your heart and keep that smile going. And think the thought, and you're just doing it. You don't have to say it out loud now. You're just thinking it in your mind silently. And you're just thinking, I'm smiling into my heart, 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 smiling into my heart. And just breathe and keep smiling into your heart. Keep smiling into your heart. Be aware of what's going on. If your smile collapses, put it back on, smiling into your heart, smiling into your heart, smiling into my heart, until you get to the place where it just releases. And you're, and it might take a little longer. Every instance takes a little longer, or a little less. There. So you can practice that. You can practice that this week. But now, what I was saying about how our energy expands to everything around us. When I first started doing this, I've been working with it for about 2 weeks, and my in-laws came from out of town, and we went out to lunch, and my father-in-law was just an old curmudgeon, and he hated everything. Nothing was ever right. He complained and complained all the time about everything. And it was very hard for me to be the good daughter-in-law and keep my mouth shut. But I had been getting better at it. And so we were out to lunch. We were at the Cheesecake Factory. We were sitting at one of those high top tables with the 4-top, right? And he was sitting directly opposite me. My mother-in-law was here and my husband was here, and they were looking at each other. And I was staring right at my father-in-law. And he started to complain the minute we sat down. And he complained about the air conditioning. He complained about the table. He complained about the sunlight that was coming in and blinding him. I mean, he had, and I just kept sitting there going, oh, I'm going to kill him. I'm not going to behave. And I was. And then our waitress came up, and she was a lovely young woman, very, smiling and happy. And she gave us, our menus, and she asked us if we had any questions. And then she left us to make our choices. And as soon as she left, he said, oh, that girl is terrible. I hate the way she looks. Look at the way she walks. She is so rude. She just threw the menus at us. And I just was. And then he said, and I'm just not going to give her a tip. And that got me, because this is how she makes her living. And just because he's in a bad mood, that shouldn't affect her livelihood. And then I thought of it right that moment. And I said, oh, I have to smile into my heart. And I put this smile on, and it was so hard to do. It was so hard to do it. I stretched my mouth, my smile across my face, but it was like this. And I kept smiling, and I kept smiling, and I kept smiling, and I didn't say anything because I couldn't say. When you're smiling like this, you really can't talk very well. You can tell when I'm doing it right now. And so everybody kept talking, and whatever they were talking about, I don't know, because I was so smiling into my heart. I was just thinking, smiling into my heart, smiling into my heart, smiling into my heart, smiling into my heart, smiling into my heart. And little by little, my heart started to just release a little, and the smile seemed a little easier to keep on my face. And then our food arrived, and I noticed suddenly that my father-in-law thanked our waitress for his food. And I just kept smiling now, but really smiling. And then after she left, he said, isn't she just a wonderful young woman? Isn't she just wonderful? I'm going to give her a very big tip. Yeah. It works because I changed my energy. My energy went from wanting to punch him, right, into just smiling into my heart, opening my heart, just changing the energy of the space, right? And it affected him. So this technique is, first of all, it's for us, for us to personally feel this shift, this releasing of the tension around being in a bad mood or being upset about something or feeling like a victim of something. And all of a sudden your heart opens and it releases all this wonderful energy that's your true energy, the energies that's your inner truth. Your higher self gets to get in there through your heart, just with this little tiny trick, right? So, and then it can also expand out to everyone around us. And so we're doing it not only for ourselves, but for the group, for our family, for the people we work with, for wherever we are, standing in the grocery store line, wherever. And it's so wonderful because you don't really have to do anything. You just get to smile and whisper to yourself, smile into my heart. I'm smiling into my heart. And that opens the space for all the goodness that's in you to come through your heart and relax you into this joyful, joyful thing. So I'm so glad to share this with you today, and practice it. And I would love to hear from you to see how you're doing with it. So you can just email me, and or if you're having trouble with it, I'd like to listen to that too. And just enjoy this wonderful little morsel, this delectable little morsel of a healing technique. And just keep breathing. And also, my second episode of my new radio show will be broadcast on Thursday, the 31st at 8 a.m. And the link is below. And now it's not a podcast, it's an actual radio show, but it's on iHeartRadio, which is online. But it only plays when it's broadcast. It's not, you can't save it and go back to it later. So it also, there's a replay of it at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. This is all Pacific time. And so, and if you don't catch it, you don't catch it. I'm going to be doing 2 of these a month, and pretty soon I'm going to be doing 4 of these a month. So I'm just letting you know. My guest this week is Marian Head, who's the author of Revolutionary Agreements, which is just such a beautiful program and book that's helped so many thousands of people. And we're talking about compassion, and we're talking about how we can be compassionate with ourselves and how we can bring our compassion out to the world and help whatever way we bring the light in our particular unique way into the world is how we're going to create a compassionate world. And my show is called Compassionate World Radio with Barbara Wilder. So, and all the information is right below. So check that out. And if anybody's looking for coaching, I would love to hear from you, and we can have a complimentary exploration kind of chat together and work with a little light and see if it's what you need right now. And that's it for this week. And I'll see you next time. I'm looking forward to it. Enjoy smiling into your heart. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Blessings.